There are approximately 3,000 species of lizards in the world, including chameleons, iguanas, monitor lizards, and actual lizards. It is a cold-blooded animal and is believed to be descended from the dinosaur. In Sweden, wood lizards are found throughout the country and sand lizards are found on sandy lands in southern Sweden. The lizards eat plants and small animals. Some lizards lose their tail when caught, but after a few months it has grown back. There are about 220 species of turtles. Some of them live on land and others live mostly in water. The body is covered by a shield covered with horn plates. Up to there are openings for the head and 2 for the front legs. At the back there are openings for the tail and hind legs. Most turtles are herbivores and have no teeth in their mouths. In case of danger, both head and legs disappear under the shell. Land turtles have walking legs. Sea turtles, on the other hand, have somewhat similar fins. They reproduce by laying eggs. When the baby turtles come out of the eggs, they immediately run away to the water. The turtles became very old, and there are turtles in captivity that have lived to be 150 years old. The crocodiles are adapted to a life in water, but despite this they like to lie on land and sunbathe. The body is covered by strong bony plates, the head is quite flat, and the tail is long stretched. The nostrils, eyes, and ears are located on elevations on the head. Between the 4 toes of the hind feet they have webbing. They can close their nostrils and mouths and can breathe through their noses even when their mouths are open underwater. They almost look like logs in the water. The crocodiles live on fish, but small mammals can also become food. There are approximately 20 species of crocodiles. The snakes included 2,700 species. The snakes lack legs and have strongly elongated bodies. Most of the body is covered with horny scales. The underside is usually provided with larger horn plates that are used when the snake moves. The jawbones are highly mobile and the snakes can devour prey larger than their own head. The teeth are pointed and well suited for holding prey. Venomous snakes have 2 large venomous teeth, and when the snake bites, the venom is automatically discharged into the wound. The most dangerous snake venoms attack the central nervous system, blood vessels, and blood cells. The giant snakes that feed on warm-blooded animals kill their prey by coiling around them and suffocating them. After a hearty meal, the snakes lie almost motionless and are distended by the swallowed prey. Giant snakes can devour prey weighing more than 50 kilograms at once. It takes time to digest the food after a meal, and snakes can fast for 500 days because they have stored nutrients. The snakes lack hearing, but can perceive vibrations in the ground. They don't have very good eyesight, but their sense of smell is quite good. In Europe, the snakes shed their skin every month during the summer half of the year. If the tail of the snake is torn off, it grows back in most cases. The fly is the insect that is best at flying. Most flies can move backwards, sideways, and upside down. The fly has compound eyes. This means that the eyes are actually made up of several hundred smaller eyes. This way the fly can see much better. There are approximately 270 species of bees in Sweden. Nectar that the bees suck from the flowers is stored in the back. In the honeycombs, the hive then transforms the nectar into honey. In Sweden, there are about 2,500 species of butterflies. The 2 pairs of large, broad forewings are covered in small, overlapping scales that give them their color. The head usually has large facet eyes. As the taste and feel organs, they have antennae. The butterflies feed on liquid food, including flower nectar. The larvae, on the other hand, feed on plant parts. There are approximately 4,300 species of beetles in Sweden. They have biting mouthparts and, as a rule, faceted eyes. Most beetles have a pair of hind wings and a pair of hard coverts. The legs of the beetles are differently trained depending on the way of life. The grasshoppers have long running legs, the dung beetles have digging legs, the ground fleas have jumping legs, and the divers have swimming legs. Many beetles are serious pests, such as mealybugs. Spiders are found all over the world, and they can look very different. In all of them, the back body is well separated from the front body. The hind body spinous glands secrete a sticky fluid that is extruded as small threads. The threads are forced together into a thicker thread that quickly solidifies in the air by the threads made of nets to catch their prey in. The net is a very functional catching tool. There are approximately 60 species of tulips, and they belong to the lily family. It is a bulbous plant with a peaked flower. It is a popular flower to grow, among other things, on the giant Dutch tulip farms. There are thousands of sites that bloom at different times of the year, and the flowers can look very different and have very different colors. Roses are a shrub with thorns on the stem and large red, pink, white, or yellow flowers. Roses have been cultivated since ancient times as ornamental plants. There are several forms and often double flowers. Several of those who grow gardens give off a nice scent. The daisy is a basket-flowered plant with yellow disc flowers and white, pink, or yellow border flowers. They generally grow in meadows in southern Sweden. It is 10 to 15 centimeters high and is perennial. Apples grow on trees and belong to the rose family. On the underside, the leaves are fluffy and the flowers are white and pink. Apple has been cultivated for more than 2,000 years. There are several thousand varieties, and in Sweden around 50 varieties are grown. Some of them are Cox Orange, Cox Pomona, Gravensteiner, and Ingrid Marie. We also import several varieties including Granny Smith. Oranges grow on orange trees and are cultivated in the USA, the Mediterranean countries, and Japan, among other things. The pulp is used to make drink and juice, and the pulp and peel is used to make marmalade. In Sweden, strawberries are grown way up in the north. They require sun, nutrient-rich loamy soil, and plenty of water. They are planted in May or August, September, and can be harvested the year after planting. Cherries grow on trees and are divided into, among other things, sweet cherries and sour cherries. The berries are small and sweet, red, yellow, or almost black. The oak is a deciduous tree with large smooth leaves. It can get very old and very, very tall. The fruit is called acorn and a kind of nut. Birch trees can be recognized by the trunk, which is covered with a white, cork layer that we call barks. It grows from the mountains and down to northern Scania. The birches feed a lot of light to grow. The wood is used for fuel and furniture wood. The fir is a close relative of the pine and grows mainly in the northern hemisphere. In Sweden, the fir tree blooms in May and June. The largest firs can grow more than 90 meters high. The coconut palm grows in tropical climates and is an important cultural plant. The coconut palm can grow 25 meters high, and the trunk is slender, branchless, and leans a little. The leaves at the top can be up to 6 meters long, and the coconut can be 30 centimeters long. The shape of the leaves of the trees depends on where they grow. Oak leaves, for example, are broad and smooth, and trees that grow in shade have smaller leaves. The leaves wither in the fall season and then fall from the trees.